Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. It's about 11:15 in the morning. I still got time to plant. Happy Halloween to all the kids out there. And those grown-ups who dress up. I don't. Today is October 31st of 2022. It's Monday. It's 56 degrees Fahrenheit or 13 degrees Celsius. I got 2 arrivals, plus I'm going to do the potting of the silk oak. I got another Bahama berry in, Bob's Voodoo Blue Miniature. And the silk oak are Australian native. I'm going to repot that. So this is the Rob's Voodoo Blue. This is where it came from. Violet Barn. www.violetbarn.com. And this is it. All I did was put a little bit of sun grow cactus mix in there, and there was hardly any. I mean, you couldn't see the roots coming out of the pot, so I just slip fitted the pot into there. I just took the stuff out and put it in, and there it is. It's a miniature African violet. It doesn't grow big like the big African violets, but I have to put it in a bright sunny window, maybe in the kitchen or in the living room, so if it flowers I can show you. And you can use this as a good accent plant, and just a plain ordinary little flower pot is good enough. So we'll put the Voodoo Lily on the side. Here's the Bahama berry that came in. A little wear and tear for the travel because of the cold, but it's still surviving. Now I'm not going to slip pot this in for maybe another week or two because I want it to get warmed up and used to everything in the basement here. I did do some cuttings of the geraniums. Here's one just so you can see, and all I did was put it in torpedo sand. And the torpedo sand, this is what I call torpedo sand. You can see how granulated it is. All the big rocks and everything in, so it's not a super fine sand. It's just rock and sand, and it's very good for rooting. So that's what I put them in. I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got about 10 cuttings in different pots, some together, some triple. But here's our silk oak. You can see the roots coming out. It's pretty big, and it's a triple trunk. I don't know if you can see it. So what we're going to do, we're going to probably keep this one tall, and this one a little bit smaller, and then we got the smaller one on the side. But I had the other one, it was yellow like this. This one's got a nice color when it grows in the sun, and then I guess the leaves taper off into green. But those of you in Australia know more than I do on this one. So what I'm going to do, I got to take the sand off of here when I was moving everything. So what we're going to try to do, we're going to keep it tall because I got a big pot. But I'm going to go into here because I don't want this growing out this way. I want it to grow up and out. So I'm going to just cut it above here. I know it's hard to see because there's a lot of foliage on it. And then this I'm going to save. I'm going to put it in some, Tom, you goofed up again. We'll put it in some water over here for now. And then I can try rooting it. Let me get my avocados I'm trying to root. Because I tried rooting them before and nothing really took. So I'm going to have, so see, we got this junction here, the node. So it's going to grow up that way. Now I got this one. We can cut it a little bit lower right to here. And now we got the node over here, so it's going to come out this way. And then we got our little one down here. So let me put this in the water. I didn't have success with rooting these Australian silk oaks, but we're going to try it again. Now the little one, I'm just going to take it down You know, Tom, you can take some of this inside foliage off so you can see it. There. And just to get the inside foliage out so we can get some light into these other ones. Right there. And this little one, so you can see how they're growing. So I'm going to cut this, if you can see it, this right above this node so it grows out, because that one's growing out. And this way here we got a nice triple trunk with bigger, small, and smallest. Just something to do, something to try. And this one, since we got it cut, all I'll do is take this leaf off, this one off, and then we're going to cut the growing tip off. We don't want it to grow yet, and cut these leaves in half so we don't lose too much water. And I don't know if you can see Kevin. Kevin's being a nut today. Look at him. He's checking out all the trees. Kevin, get out of there. Well, that's Kevin for you. Look at him. I don't know what you're doing, Kev. I'm going to take some sand here. Some of our torpedo sand. Kevin's a nut. And all I'm going to do is take my Clonex. Now this is clean. Oh, it's not going to get contaminated. I hardly got any left anyway. And just stick it all the way in. Wipe off the Clonex off of here. Kevin, what you doing, buddy? You know I'm going to have to fix everything. Where are you going now, Kev? You don't have no place to jump. Well, there goes all the airplanes. Ronan, you gotta call out the the fire department. One plane is down and out. That's Kevin. He made a guest appearance today. He's being a nut. Well, I guess he wanted everybody to see him at Halloween. What are you gonna do? So we put it in our violet pot and let's see if that'll grow. Kevin, where are you going, buddy? He's all over the place here. Okay, so let's get all this stuff out of the way. And yes, I'm doing underwater rooting because with Kevin here, or not rooting, root raking. If I go underwater, I try to put the Clonex on there, everything will go away. What the heck? You can see the nice roots growing here, still growing. So I'm going to put it in to the water. I got a bigger pot because I want this thing to take off and to grow. And since it's not going outside, I got a porcelain pot, one of Roy's, that he gave me. So when you do underwater root raking, all you can use, basically I got the chopstick here. And we're just taking off as much soil as we can. You're saying, Tom, oh, I don't want to do underwater root raking because I want to get my hands dirty. Well, my hands are getting dirty underwater. What are you going to do? Do the best you can. If you like it to do it above ground, do it above ground. Right now I find underwater root raking is a little bit better because you don't damage a lot of roots. Plus the soil comes off so much easier. And you're saying, Tom, you're just using tap water? Yeah, but I use my fish water dechlorinator in here. And I let it sit for 15 minutes and it's all So all the chlorine and chloramides are out. And everything else. So we got a nice triple trunk here. Nice roots. I'm not pulling them apart because I want them to grow together. Reminds me of an old Buck Owens song, Together Again. And that's what these guys are. So, where are my scissors? Now you can see with underwater root raking, no damage to the roots is done. You get everything off. And what I'm going to do is just take and clip some of these downward roots out of the way. There we go. And we're going to use Ted's cactus mix because these trees like a nice fast draining soil. So you can see how nice it looks. And this way here we'll give it a good start, a winter start. And we could probably put it, okay, we got to see how you look. We got to put it this way so you can see the triple trunk. Now I have to get some of these leaves out of the way so you can see what's going on. So we're going to get this one off going towards the inside. And you say, Tom, that's an eye poker, but nah, it's okay. We want this to grow. So let's put them down. I got my screen in the pot. And which is the best side? This side. You can see this side's got a little bit of drip marks. So we're going to use this side as our front. I'm going to get my measuring cups. You don't have to buy fancy soil Changrellas to put your soil in. Just get a measuring cup. Got it at Walmart. There we go. Just like that. And then, because our root system is nice and wet, the micus will stick to it a lot better. Just like that. I'm not doing much because this plant's going to have basement light, so it's not going to be able to grow. But I want the roots to grow. Now, where was our front again? Right there. This is our triple trunk. We can put it like this. Something like that. Spread the roots. Spread your roots out. Get them to a nice radial pattern. There we go. Something like that. Now, before I can do anything, I got a really deep taproot here. Let me cut that out. Which is making it not work. Okay. Everything else looks pretty good. Except we got another one right here. Should have did this before I put the micus on. But that's alright. Now, like this, our trunks are spreading out, just like they would do in the wild if they got close together, but we can hold them together a little bit. Or maybe let's just take them apart. There we go. I think that'll be a little bit better. Instead of a triple trunk, we got a nice little tree forest here. 3-tree forest. Something like that. So I'm going to spritz them. Let's give them a good watering. And I'm going to have to fill this jar up with micus. Micus sticks real good to the wet roots. go. Remember, they work symbiotically. What the roots give off, the trees feed, the bacteria feeds on. What the bacteria gives off, the roots feed on. So maybe we can root these. Maybe they'll grow. I have no idea. So I'm going to let these on the side here. Down in the water they go. Okay, Tom, let's get cracking here because people got stuff to do. Today is Halloween and they got to go out with the kids. Although my grandchildren ain't going out. Maybe in the afternoon, but you don't know what's going on out. Back in the old days, it was good for the kids to go out, but they usually have their parties at school. And there you go. Don't be afraid to try something new all the time. Time you're going to say, hey, these are in line. Nah, just do the best you can right now because I want them to grow. And take your chopstick and don't be afraid. Fire it in. Fire it into them root system because you want to get all those air pockets out of the roots. So don't be afraid to fire in that chopstick. Fire it in. Fire it in. Don't worry. Fire it in. Fire it in. Fire it in. Use your fingers. Just like that. Get everything nice and orderly inside. See, instead of a triple trunk, everything worked out for the best. Don't be afraid to pull stuff apart. When you do it underwater, root raking, everything comes apart real nice and easy. To me, you don't damage the roots that much. Well, I mean, you'll get rid of the crossing roots. But this way here, I don't know, for me this is a lot less messier. Now, if you live in an apartment, granted, you probably can't do it, but the soil I get rid of in the yard. Or in the front in the low spot where they dug, and it keeps sinking in, and they dug, and it keeps sinking in. Well, what are you going to do? Just keep filling until the sinking stops. There we go. And then you can always use it for repotting your outdoor plants if you want. But I'm just going to use it to fill in the holes in the yard. And I can use them for, when I dump it in an old pot, the water will drain and the soil will go into the old pot. While it drains into the grass, and then I can use that soil for something else in the spring. So there you go. Now you're going to say, Tom, there might be a little bit crooked. Ah, what are you going to do? Trees don't grow perfectly straight in nature. Some do, some don't. Some fall over, some don't. But just do the best you can. And remember, I got these at Ted's Greenhouse, this silk oak. It was like $5.99. And that ain't bad at all. I mean, his silk oaks are beautiful. His trees, his little greenhouse there is really cool. I mean, it's a big greenhouse, but he's got a lot of stuff growing in there. He's got poinsettias growing in there for Christmas. His poinsettias are really fabulous. For the right now, for the fall, his mums are beautiful. I mean, he's got mums galore. I mean, they're great. And you can also get your bay leaf tree there. Okay. So there we go. And you're going to say, Tom, it might be a little bit deep. Hey, I got to let these roots recover. It's winter time. See? Always fire your chopstick into the roots to get the air pockets out. Now we might have a little low spot there. So I got my cocktail spoon. I forgot who told me it's a cocktail spoon, but Thank you so much. Good spoon. You can always tap it in. Now, let's give it a little spritz. And then we're going to get Mr. Elephant. Hello, Freddie. Hello, me, and all the kids out there if you're watching. No, I didn't have nothing to dress them up with. I wish I did. But I'm so busy getting the yard, getting everything ready for the winter outside. I got a lot more plants to bring in and repot. I got the little crepe myrtle seedlings. I have to see how they're doing and take the big weeds out of there. I got my crepe myrtles in the in my microclimate inside the egg crates or milk crates. There we go. Something like that. Nice little forest. A little mud house. Hey, why not? Build your house in the forest. A lot of people have their houses in the forest. The leaves over the top. There you go. We're in Australia with the little house out there. Now you guys might say, they don't have houses like that. I don't know. You never know. Hey, people build. So there we go. That's our nice little pot. Let the water, give it a little more water so it drains. We got our micos in there. We're going to give it, it's early and it's still not late afternoon. I'll shut the lights off in the basement because I got a lot of fish tanks to clean yet, and I got a lot of, make room with all these plants I got in the basement. I'll show you what I'm doing there. I had to go to the Dollar Tree and get some pans to catch the water for the pots and to reflect everything up, whatever light we get. So there we go. Little tree. We can take this off right here, this leaf growing into the house. This one back here. Just like that. So don't be afraid. Give it a shot. Try something different and start out slow. You don't have to buy a big bonsai tree and wind up killing it. But hey, give it a shot. You ain't gonna hurt unless you give it a shot. I'm gonna say, Tommy, if this guy's got a house there, he should have a little path there. Well, I ain't gonna make no little decorations yet until I know they're gonna start growing. So it's Monday. Happy Halloween. It's comedy night. Old Time Radio. They got Jack Benny with Halloween specials. Fibber McGee and Molly. George Burns, Gracie Ellen. Our Miss Brooks with some Halloween specials. They got all kinds of Halloween specials. And if you're into nice spooky stories, they got Inner Sanctum with Halloween specials. So have fun. And then this one, I got to get a toothbrush and get that moss off the trunk. But this is going to grow. I got to let it rest, and then I got to take all these pellet fertilizers out. I don't like them. I just like to do organically. And right now I don't want nothing growing. I just want it to rest for the winter time and just stay green and dormant. And these guys, we'll see what happens. And ho hoity ho ho ho. Can we do this without cutting my fingers? Let's take off this because we can dab the tops. Now you don't have to because it's, it's smaller than a pencil, the cuttings. But I just want to show you the black lipstick my niece and my sister got me for Halloween. Look at that. Now that's cut paste. Cut paste is black. Now this is just lipstick and we're just dabbing the top. Don't be afraid to use the lipstick. It's a natural wax. And it'll look just like cut paste. Look at that. Nice and dark. And this is the time to get lipstick for Halloween. Here's our little one. We'll just give it a little dab. Like the old commercials of Brill Cream. A little dab will do you. I don't know if you're young enough to listen to know that one. And we'll just wipe the pot off later. But there you go. Our finished silk oak forest in Australia. And there's, you can't even tell the cut paste or the lipstick because it's black. Remember, lipstick's a natural wax. That's cheap. You don't have to spend all that money on cut paste. So, you take care, everybody. Happy Halloween. Cup of tea tonight. Put on some good old time radio show, Halloween radio shows when radio was radio. And take care, everybody, and enjoy the day.